So me and my wife want to move to a new city, a new place of our own, rented out. And we've been thinking a lot about where do we want to move and what do we value in where we live. And over the past, 10, 15 years, we've each lived in various places with college and whatnot. And me personally, I've realized that walkability is the number one thing I care about. Like right now, we live with my mother. She has a big enough house that we can all fit in. And this is a house in a very small town, which is kind of boring, but because the house is in the city center, I can wake up in the morning and I can go on a 5 minute walk to a nearby specialty coffee shop. Then we can walk all over to the park. We can play with our baby there. And it's very nice to have all of this, within walking range, within a chill, relaxing, comfortable walking range. We have a farmer's market within walking range. We have like all sorts of things. And that makes life so much better because the reality is, this is a huge part of our day to day, our morning walk, our evening walk, having things close by if you need to buy something real quick, if you need to go to like a pharmacy real quick and whatnot. And I realized, because I might have said earlier, we want to move. Again, what do we value? Well, we value walkability. We obviously value the price of the place, and the price is easy to look at because you can look on pretty much any real estate listings website and figure out, oh, this neighborhood is, or the city center is expensive, this neighborhood is expensive, but, what does it tell me? Because sometimes people price things higher based on all sorts of reasons that may not be in line with your subjective view of what you value in the real estate you're renting or buying. Like, for example, this neighborhood here in Cluj is a communist made and communist designed neighborhood for the most part, like 80% of it. And because of that, it is actually very walkable. And you can see from the satellite view, uh, this actually is a satellite view from the fall, which doesn't display what I'm trying to display very well, but it is very green. Like every single building block has greenery in between the buildings, has all sorts of playgrounds. There's a market here and another farmer's market here. There's a high school here, another high school here, a school here, another one here, another one here, and another one here. There's like 6 or 7 of them. Yeah. It's insanely walkable. If you look at some random place like this one, you see it has coffee shops, a gym nearby. Like this is a 3-minute walk to the gym. This is a 4-minute walk to a half-decent restaurant. This is a 2-minute walk to 2 coffee shops. And I've actually Googled this coffee shop, Coffee Cup, and it's specialty coffee too. As I said, parks, parks, parks. Like this first ring is a 5-minute walk. And the 5-minute walk here is adjusted for slope, it's adjusted for traffic lights, it's adjusted for anything you could think of. I've even adjusted the sort of score by things like the weather of the city or how many trees and greenery is on the way there because you want to have shade in the summer and whatnot. And we're looking at convenience store, restaurants, fast food versus normal restaurants, coffee shops, parks and green space, general shopping, nurseries and kindergartens, as I said, schools, all sorts of other things. And also you can set must-haves in this app I made, where for me, for example, being close to schools and public transportations and a kindergarten is pretty important. Like more or less any place you can pick within this neighborhood is super, super walkable, and it has more or less all of my must-haves. And yet they're not priced as high as other places in the city. I think mainly because these are communist buildings and other places are new builds, which people really love. Like, for example, this neighborhood right here, this little residential area, new building, residential sort of neighborhood with like kind of closed gates, has a little park in here of its own. It's supposedly amazing. It's priced pretty high compared to everything in here. And yet these new builds they don't necessarily have better, like you can still hear your neighborhoods to your neighbors to the wall, for example. They're not that much greater. It's just that they're newer. Okay, they always have a new elevator, for example, but there's plenty of buildings within communist neighborhoods that have upgraded their elevators. Not all of them, but I would say easily half. So you can find one that has that. And the price is better, and it's more walkable. Like this place is basically, you can't walk anywhere effectively. There's like a store here, but actually it's like a car, like a shop for car things, and it's like 16 minutes away because it's a slope. So when you go down, it's going to be easy, but when you come back up, it's going to be a bummer. There's some stores here and there, but you have to walk 20 minutes to the first gym. You have to walk a lot to the first park, and you can see my assistant here tells you like restaurants, pharmacies, cafes, gyms, everything here is a problem, right? Whatever is here is just too few or too far or both, and that's a real problem. And as I said, you can also see this through the satellites. You can see the buildings are new, they're beautiful. I've even looked at listings. All to say, walkability is pretty important. And here's WalkUp, my app, which helps you do walkability. I've actually tested this a lot, obviously with actual tests, but I've also been dog fooding it a lot because I've been building it for the past few months on the side, and I've been dog fooding it with places where I've actually lived at. Like for example, at one point, my wife and I lived within this suburb of Cluj, and let me tell you, this is pretty much right. The place is not walkable at all. We have friends in various other places where we've visited them, and we can say or see whether it's walkable or not. We've also used places where we went to vacations as well to compare. And as I've been dog fooding it, I realized that the model I made for it is very good. There are other solutions out there. One of them is called WalkScore, but the problem with them is that, one, I've tried them on places where I've actually lived, and their score is, and ranking especially, is way not even close to the reality of living in those places where I've lived. Like the score is just off. It's off the rails. There's nothing correct in that score or ranking of the places, one compared to the other. But the other thing I've noticed is that WalkScore and all these places, they don't explain to you why a place is walkable or not. Like for example, with my system, I can see exactly, well, this is 93 because it has all of these things. Like there's literally 200 restaurants here. There's literally 90 fast food joints here. There's, whatever. Or sorry, I made a mistake. There's 10 restaurants, however many. The point is, there's a lot of stuff here, and that's why this is walkable. There's, a college within 9 minutes. There's a high school within 6 minutes. There's this, that, and the other within X amount of time, And this, one, gives me confidence in the score because I can see why it scored the place, the way it scored it. And two, it allows me to have these must-haves for people that require certain specific things. Like you might not need a kindergarten close by. I do, because my baby's going to be kindergarten age soon. Anyhow, this is WalkUp. Maybe a long-winded demo, not the best structured demo, but you can try it at walkup.alexlaser.dev. It's not something I will pursue commercially, but if it helps you and you can use it to research where you want to move next and you find it useful, send me a DM and thank me, I guess. Maybe like this video. That's about it for today.